In our previous module, we tracked the physics of individual storm clouds using the Rayleigh distillation equation. We watched heavy isotopes fall out of suspension as a storm moved inland and cooled. But civil engineers do not operate on the scale of a single cloud. When you are tasked with securing a municipal water supply, you are managing massive, aggregated volumes of water moving across an entire regional watershed. To manage water at that scale, we have to take thousands of chaotic atmospheric data points and translate them into a highly structured space. Isotope hydrology maps water movement using a precise mathematical coordinate system. By plotting the ratio of heavy isotopes on this specific graph, hydrologists can look at a single water sample and instantly differentiate fresh seasonal rain from ancient groundwater or evaporated surface runoff. This chart is our primary diagnostic tool. On the x-axis, we plot the ratio of heavy oxygen, delta O18. On the y-axis, we plot heavy hydrogen, delta H2. Every droplet of water you pull from the field and run through a mass spectrometer becomes a single coordinate on this grid. Where that point lands is completely constrained by the baseline thermodynamic principles of the water cycle. Mastering how water moves across this coordinate system is the mandatory first step for all advanced diagnostic work in the field. In 1961, a geochemist named Harmon Craig gathered rainwater samples from across the planet, testing everything from tropical monsoons to polar ice caps. When he plotted those global samples on the graph, they did not scatter randomly. The rain aligned in a highly organized, predictable formation. This perfect alignment is the Global Meteoric Water Line. It operates on a universal equation. Delta H2 equals 8 times delta O18 plus 10. The exact position on the line correlates to geography. At the extreme bottom left, we find the severely depleted negative values of Arctic snow. Conversely, the isotopically heavy, enriched rains of tropical monsoons cluster at the top right. You can think of the Global Meteoric Water Line as an interstate highway. Regardless of where precipitation falls on Earth, it must travel along this exact slope of 8. This structural alignment proves that global precipitation is bound by unified thermodynamic laws, providing us with a reliable bedrock for all subsequent regional analyses. Global atmospheric averages fall short when you are a civil engineer trying to manage a specific municipal water grid in Seattle or Patna. Local rain deviates slightly from the global line. The specific humidity of the ocean where a storm originates dictates how fast the isotopes initially evaporate. By plotting years of local rainwater data, hydrologists create the Local Meteoric Water Line. It acts as a highly specific regional fingerprint. If a storm forms over a dry sea, it creates an isotopic offset called Deuterium Excess. Mathematically, this shifts the y-intercept. Instead of a plus 10, our local equation might have an intercept of plus 14, representing that specific regional offset. Establishing this baseline is mandatory. Without defining the exact local meteoric water line, accurate diagnosis of a mystery water source is impossible. Which brings us to the core physical mechanic of this module. What happens to the isotopic signature of a raindrop after it makes impact with the Earth? If rain falls and immediately soaks deep into the soil to recharge an aquifer, it is shielded from the sun. It remains a closed system, maintaining its exact position on the local meteoric water line. However, if that rain pools in a shallow lake, an open reservoir, or a flooded agricultural field, a highly concentrated pool of heavy isotopes behind, this open-air evaporation severely alters our scatter plot. The water exits the highway. It drifts horizontally to the right, becoming heavily enriched in oxygen-18. As the water continues to evaporate, it traces a new trajectory known as the Local Evaporation Line. Notice the strict mathematical difference. Meteoric precipitation maintains a steep slope of 8, but kinetic evaporation flattens the trajectory, typically resulting in a slope between 4 and 6. When a water sample drifts off the meteoric line and onto this flatter slope, you have definitive mathematical proof that it has undergone surface evaporation. Let's apply this theoretical graph to a practical engineering problem. You are hired to investigate a municipal well that is rapidly turning saline. You extract a physical water sample, secure the isotope ratios from the mass spectrometry lab, and plot your return data. This chart tracks our two possible scenarios. In Scenario A, your lab data point lands directly on the Local Meteoric Water Line, nestled right next to historical winter storm values. This position guarantees your well is pulling from a healthy, protected aquifer that is actively recharging with local seasonal rain. But in Scenario B, your data point plots far to the right. It sits isolated on that flatter evaporation trajectory with a slope of 5. This position mathematically proves the well is being infiltrated by stagnant, sun-baked surface water, likely seeping down from a nearby dam or a flooded agricultural canal. A single coordinate on this scatter plot identifies if a water source is protected groundwater or surface-exposed runoff. Conceptualizing these thermodynamic slopes is necessary, but in practice, working engineers need efficient ways to process and map massive datasets. To streamline that process, this module includes our specialized LMWL plotting template. You paste your raw, regional mass spectrometry data, the heavy oxygen and heavy hydrogen ratios, directly into the pre-formatted columns. The template automatically calculates the line of best fit and extracts the precise local meteoric water line equation for your specific city. It simultaneously isolates your regional offset, calculating the exact local deuterium excess. When you input data from a mystery water sample, the tool's diagnostic feature triggers, automatically calculating its distinct evaporation slope. That specific evaporation slope provides an instant, mathematically sound timeline, detailing exactly how long that water sat exposed to the open air. By automating the thermodynamics, this template upgrades theoretical graphs into a highly precise, functional daily tool for modern environmental consulting.
Let me tell you about this Excel sheet that you may need to analyze and understand this course in a better way. This sheet is called the LMWL Plotting Template and Evaporation Tester. Every region in the world has a unique chemical DNA for its rainfall, known as the Local Meteoric Water Line. Finding this baseline usually takes hours of graphing and statistical analysis, but we've compressed all of that into a massive, presentation-ready 7-sheet diagnostic toolkit. You get dedicated tabs for your monthly rain data, a mystery water testing lab, deep dive climate analysis, and publication-ready charts. First, you paste your region's raw monthly rain data into the main sheet, allowing the tool to instantly calculate and learn your local climate baseline. Then the real fun begins. You take a single lab result from an unknown water source, like a pond, a well, or a river, and type it into the Mystery Water tab. The template instantly builds a professional scatter graph showing exactly where your mystery water sits compared to your local rain. Better yet, the dashboard acts as a digital detective. It generates a clear text diagnosis, telling you instantly if your water is fresh and safe, moderately evaporated, or severely fractionated. This is a superpower for environmental assessment, turning a messy spreadsheet of raw lab numbers into a color-coded instant health check for any body of water, proving mathematically whether that water is actively flowing or sitting stagnant under the sun. Now, along with this Excel sheet, you also get a guide explaining all the details on how to use this sheet and the step-by-step process of using it, and explanation of design process and concepts. You can check the link in description to get this tool. And there are more tools that will make this course incredibly useful. You can see the list here. Every sheet will be discussed in its respective lecture, but you can get all these design sheets at once from the link below. You can check the complete playlist here.